Hey everybody, Michelle is here once again, wanting to document some things that I'm contemplating and um, meditating on, and hope that others decide to delve really deep into yourself and really come to grips with how important it is to be grounded in reality, and how it's so important to bring yourself back out of the trance of beliefs and supernatural. Just do it, stages at a time, and realize what is really going on, and how all of us have been under a trance, and some of us will still continue to be in trances for the rest of their existence. And when it's time to, and they're not going to have the resources to assist them and to saving themselves. Again, so many things are so hard to put into words, and a lot of us want to always do that. We want to have words to things that sometimes it's just not possible to relay things in words. Sometimes it's just having the experience, and basically all you can you know that's basically all you can you know relay is the experience, and each individual has to experience it for themselves to understand that sometimes there are not words to explain the experience, but there was an experience. And that's what happens when you're conscious, and oh boy, oh boy. And I'm learning and discovering as well that a lot of people are not going to be able to handle the truth anyway. A lot of people are not going to handle the truth, and it's due to a belief, okay, and it's due to a need to be, because a lot of people, they don't really want to know the truth. They just want to be right. They just want their ideas and their philosophies and theirs and opinions to be right. They can care less about whether it's the truth or not. And that's how deep it is for a lot of us. They just want to be right and let the truth, as they say, fall where it may. And a lot of people just want to. Uh, there's really that, and I really sense it, especially on social media. That's why it's going to be so important for us to get off of social media to repair all of the damage caused, because there is a lot of people wanting to dispose this, just be um, bestowed as experts and know-it-alls, and better than the rest, and it's all based on just massive intentional confusion, and not really caring if it's true or not. Not really caring about that. It's a numbers thing. It's a bottom line. It's numbers. And so, and what I'm understanding is that a lot of people will not be able to handle the truth. So, where's the relevancy in attempting to, break people from their spells of being in a trance, or being encased in negativity where they can't even get outside of it? They have a hard time getting outside of just the encasement of negativity to know what the truth is. Because it requires, I mean, it requires effort. I mean, it requires genuine, almost, just genuine strength to do so. And in some of our realities, it's just not set up to do that. A lot of people just don't have the luxury of, sitting down and actually being present without the phone ringing, a text coming in, this obligation, that obligation, the bill collectors are calling, your kids need you, your husband needs you, your wife needs you. You need to take care of this, you need to take care of that. But meditation can help you get into the practice of dealing with reality, better than anything else. But it doesn't lessen the fact that there still be there still be may be some truth about things that you are not going to be able to handle, whether you're present or unpresent or conscious or unconscious. There's some truths out there that may be too much for some people to bear. And so, that's why that's why I say your consciousness protects you. Your innermost being protects you, whatever you want to call it. And so a lot of us is just going to, meek out our lives in total delusion and chaos and destruction. And, that's as good as they're going to get. Okay. But as an individual, you have to know that there's more and be willing to walk it alone. Walk the path alone. Okay? And be okay with it. Because you know that, there is a continuous of life. There's you becoming and you're passing. You live, you die. You live, you die. You reincarnate. So that when I realized and understood the process of reincarnation, that took a lot of pressure off of me and my spiritual developing, because that's all we think about is dying and not wanting to die. But when you understand that there's a reincarnation factor built within living and dying, or dying and living, however you want to speak it, no one alive right now can tell me what death is like. No one. Okay. So why argue with that? It's almost it's an abstract and it's irrelevant. Okay. But what I know is that, yes, I'm sitting in my chair, talking into a cell phone, looking out the window, listening to the rain, listening to the wind. I feel I can deal with those kind of factors that I'm experiencing right now. But no one can tell me what death is about. No one. Okay. So there's going to be factors about our existence that we are just going to have to let go and focus on living and loving. Like I told you, the INGing, living, loving, meditating, speaking. What are you hearing? What are you feeling? Those kind of action words. It has to be action. Is my point. And we need, and a lot of us, and remember, self-will, free will. At some point, a lot of things are going to become a revelation for people, where you need to accept that, okay, what is relevant right now for me to survive. Okay, and everything else is, you can have a conversation on it, but it has to be in the right setting. It has to have the right intentions. Now, if you are, attempting to create a business or create this, there's certain things that are necessary to create. If that's what you're in the business of, I want to create because. Why do you want to create? And a lot of people, and a lot of it's materialistic. That's fine. Accept as much materialism as you can. But know the setbacks that can cause. Okay, and the abuse it can cause you and you're developing when you are always about materialistic stuff, materialism. You know, even the and but the only problem is we go so extreme. That's why it's so difficult for us to see the results through, because we're so extreme. We take things so extreme, you know. Like even being a minimalist, people are being extreme about that. My goodness. Oh, and so it becomes more extreme and fanatical. And we just have to work on balancing all that out. And that's, like I said, you have to balance out knowing what the truth is. Because I can guarantee a lot of people will not be able to handle it. You know, like if something traumatic happened to you and you want to know the truth as to why this happened and how this happened, you may not get the answers. And you may not be able to handle the answer either. So just do everything in your power to remain focused on reality right now, so that you can visualize what is really possible for you to happen for you. That works. I have experience in that working for me, to visualize what is possible for me and know that, okay, that's where I need to be. And know that the journey is not going to be pleasant sometimes, no matter what anyone tells you. Sometimes the journey is downright, you know. And so that's why you don't want to focus on the journey so much. You want to focus on, okay, all right, I see it, I sense it, I feel it, you know, during, you know, your meditation or whatever. And you let something guide you and flow you through it all. Instead of worrying about whether, you know, it's gonna leave a legacy for me, you know, and all this other stuff that people do things for. It's about an individual ego, you know, my legacy, you know, and this and that and the other, you know, my name, you know, it becomes irrelevant. It becomes irrelevant. You know, I want to be loving people, and you know, be in a loving, intimate relationship, and put action into that. You know, put some behavior into that. You know, thankfully my parents gave me some ideas of what that means. You know, the good, bad, and the ugly. Okay, but I'm thankful, like a lot of us, that we know what it means to love somebody, and because my parents modeled that for us. You know, my dad kept his word that he would be there through thick and thin, and he was. Okay, and so it wasn't always easy for him, and it definitely wasn't always easy for my mom. So, but they did, like I said, they gave us a model of what that means in current times, you know, in their time. And then, you know, of course, in this time, it's going to be different. Everything changes, of course, because, you know, because we're elevating. So, and everyone says, pick your battles. Okay, I agree. What's more important to you? To be right? To be better than everybody else? To be above everybody else? To have people following you? Is if that's what's important to you, that's what's important to you. Okay. And we have to, you know, like for me, let me just talk for myself. You know, like I said, some truths, if only people knew, it would cause more harm than good, actually. So that's why you do not want to try to take on more than you can handle. Okay, you do not, because sometimes the truth could be more devastating than the fantasies and the you know, and the, you know, whatever we're some of us are living delusion. Okay, so Because like with me, I knew at certain points in my life, I said, okay, I don't need to know no more than that. I don't need to know anymore. Just let me live, with the information that comes in. I don't need to know anymore. Okay, let me just experience life in the best way I can without being overwhelmed with so much information about what could happen or what will be happening and this and that and the other. All right, so I hope that makes sense. If not, don't worry. There's billions of other people talking, like I said, billions of other content out there, billions of other theories and opinions. And we ought to allow people to do that. No one's responsible for defending the truth. No one. Because the truth does not need defending. Yes, we need clarification sometimes. Yes, we're going to make errors in calculations. Yes, we're going to make errors in how we are wording things and how we define things. Okay, but we don't need any people coming through thinking they're saviors. Okay, and that they're know-it-alls. And that they're the authority. Okay, and they're superior. We've had enough of that. Okay, like I said, I suggest everyone take a look in the mirror and love that person that you see looking back at you. Okay, and accept that that's who you are. And if you don't like it, then do something to change it. But leave everything else alone that you can't handle. Okay, and a lot of you cannot handle the truth. Okay, no matter how self-righteous you think you are. Okay, you cannot handle it. And so, because, there are some things that, via dreams, visions, whatever we want to classify it as, or like I said, for some people, they just, like for example, I put this question to someone, or put this question out some time ago, and other people are doing the same thing. What if you knew in 6 months this world is going to end? What will you do? Okay, what would you do? And that's a question to ask yourself. What will I do if I knew for a fact in 6 months this planet is going to end? Okay, so that's something to contemplate, meditate on, and hopefully give you a perspective of what is important and what's relevant. Okay, so peace and love, everybody, and trust me, I'll be back.